I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. I remember everything. 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 But I remember everything. Everything.
Load up all guns, bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend. She's overboard, self-assured. No, a dirty word. I'm worse than what I do best. And for this gift I feel blessed. A little group that's always been and always will until the end.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. I hurt myself today to see I remember everything. But I remember everything.
What's up, Bandidos? And you're live. It's Saturday, September 10th at about 10:30 a.m. And I am streaming from the Pacific Northwest. That's right, and it's a big day, and that's why you're here. That's why I'm here. We all know what's going to happen today, right? Ubisoft Forward. That's right, we will be streaming it live, rebroadcasting here and on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So it's going to be a big day, big audience, lots of fun, lots of conversations. And so, welcome to the pregame party. Let's roll. Are you ready? So for our convenience, we got a little timer going on up there. And so we'll be talking shop, talking about what we hope to see out of this Ubi Forward. And at the same time, we're gonna be talking a little bit about season 10 that is just around the corner. So it's September 10th. Now they haven't officially announced the official drop date of season 10, but they did unofficially say it was on the 13th. And they've been saying that they need to make that official announcement. Will that happen today? Is it going to be September 13th? Hold on to that question. So we will be talking about how to get ready for season 10 today. That's some of the things that I will be working on in this stream as we're kind of waiting here for that clock to tick down. But keep in mind, there is a pre-show. So Ubisoft is also hosting a pre-show. So we're gonna chime in a little sooner here. So I do have it on standby, as you can see. So when the timer, or when it gets to about 11:30 our time, give or take, at 11:35 exactly is when their pre-show starts. So we're gonna kick it, we're gonna drop over to that side of things and start watching whatever they have to offer as a pre-show. So anyways, that's what the timer's for. So now you know, now you're in the know. So season 10 is going to bring some new things to the game. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know this, but I know some of you guys take a break once you kind of get through the season to-do list, once you finish your manhunt and get all your rewards. And so when season 10 drops, what we expect is, you know, a big kick in the game, right? You know, a lift in life, as we would say, to the game. So we're excited to get some of you people back that took a break. Always excited to have you. But in case you haven't heard, we got some new things coming. So they're dropping. This is a big season for me. I think it's most anticipated for me, even more than last season. So season 9 was big because what did they bring us? They brought us the countdown, the new game mode, which was a ton of fun. And I milked it. I milked it. I did. But then I got kind of tired of it because it was really easy, right? And I think we all kind of felt that. So if you're kind of a veteran in the game, it just kind of gets boring in there a little bit because it's just so easy. You can run whatever build you want in there. We learned that over time, that it was just like, wow, okay, cool. And so, but you know, we want a challenge, we want difficult content. And when you get running around with 7 other players and you can run whatever build you want, it's just like, you're not getting much killing really, you know what I mean? And I mean, when you got 8 guys shooting at the same target. So they're fixing that. So they're bringing us different levels of difficulty for that event. So that's cool. And then on top of that, which is big for me, the biggest news that made me happy, and a lot of you too, I'm sure, is the new legendaries. So we get 2 new legendary strongholds. So they're converting them. These existing strongholds like Tidal Basin, right down here, this little Tidal Basin, right? I'm sure you've all played the heck out of that mission back before they dropped this legendaries in the first place. And then Manny National Zoo. So we currently have District Union Arena, Capitol Building, and then all the way over here on the other side of the map, we have a Roosevelt Island, aka Rosie. So now we have 5 new legendaries. That alone gives me legs in the game. You know what I mean? So that's replayable content for me. For sure, that's gonna keep me busy because I like to play these legendaries in multiple different modes or whatever. You know what I mean? I like to run them forward. I like to run them backwards. We like to play them duo. We like to play them solo. You know, so we like to run them with skill builds. We like to run them with DPS builds. We like to speed run them, right? So all of that requires a slightly different adjusted strategy. So yeah, Tidal Basin for the win, for sure. Says Destroyer of Words. I'm big on that, man. I'm big on that. So before legendaries became a thing in the Division 2, I would spend most of my time here in Tidal Basin when it came to missions, replayability. It was a longer mission, and so for me, I like having a longer missions. And you know, versus some of these other shorter ones, which you can bang out in like 10, 15 minutes. And so that, you know, it just, they put up a good fight down there, right? They put up a good fight down there. So anyways, so that's what I'm really excited for. And as you can expect, we're also going to get a new season rewards track, right? As you can see here. And of course, this is last season, season 9. So lots of goodies here. Expect probably a new mask at the end also. New gear set. We're getting a new gear set. We're getting a new brand set. And we are getting, what else are we getting? A couple exotics off of this. We got the Busy Bee, which is a new exotic pistol. And we have new exotic M1A coming, which is pretty cool. And new exotic gloves. And, you know, I think like out of those three, I'm excited to integrate pistols, but I think the new M1A is going to be really interesting. I think it's going to, you know, be both the challenge, but also provide great rewards for team play specifically, but it's going to provide us 15% armor on kill. So, you know, basically you can be a DPS player and like sort of a healer at the same time. And, just imagine that. I mean, if it hits hard, imagine running a raid where you got 3 or 4 players running that M1A and just healing the entire team, right? Or imagine running legendary and you just got 1 guy, maybe 2 guys, maybe all 4 guys are running that weapon, right? And just healing each other up the whole time. You know, what does that do to our medic situation? Maybe nothing. Maybe our medic runs it and he's, you know, can supplement some of his heals with that. Or maybe it's just, you know, an all-out red guy just healing everybody up at 15% armor on kill. So really cool. It's like the Memento, except it helps your team and you at the same time. So I'm really excited about that one. Title, and then you got the little Busy Bee that's going to, you know, power up your weapons. And then you got these Bloody Knuckles, and we'll see how that works out. The Knuckles one where you basically have to melee somebody and there's a grenade thing in there, you know. So then some of the gear is controversial, but as you guys can see, or you might already know that they reverted some of the changes to Striker. So we were all pretty upset about the Striker stuff, right? So they reworked Striker. I don't want to call it a buff and I don't want to call it a nerf because it's a rework. They basically reworked it. They made Striker very similar to Heartbreaker. I don't think I have any Heartbreaker right now, but I do have Striker. But basically, there's a lot more stacking involved, and then there's levels of stacking. So you break, you know, 100, 150 to 200, and then the deterioration of your stacks is what changes. But also, you know, they increased the weapon damage, so it's no longer amplified damage, but they increased the level of total weapon damage that you're getting. So anyways, we'll see. But I think it might not be so bad now that they kind of readjusted it a little bit. So at first it was like, wow, those 200 stacks are like, you know, really hard to earn, and then they go away really fast. And so now they're really hard to earn, but they don't go away as fast. So that's basically what they changed. So that's one of the changes. But we are still getting a new shotgun called the Lefty. Of course, I'm not into PTS right now, so I can't really show it to you. But it's this shotgun. It's got the new talent Sledgehammer. It requires you to throw a grenade, and you get a bunch of damage to armor for you and your team. But, you know, that requires throwing a grenade. And more than that, you got to damage the enemy with the grenade, right? So, what up, MVD? Kelly's in the house. What's up? What's up, gents? So anyways, lots of new gear. And so, yeah, that's basically what I was getting into. So, so with every season, so with season 10, we're going to get the new rewards track. This is season 9. And then will come a new manhunt with some lore. And there wasn't too many leaks on that. I don't remember seeing any leaks like last season. So I don't know. Did you guys see any leaks on the lore? But sometimes the files are delivered inside of the PTS on accident, and so people get access to them. So, and that's how some of the leaks got out last season. But I didn't see anything like that. Akbo Hunter in the house. What a morning, brother. So there's that, and then there's gonna usually be 2 apparel events. Let's see if we get 2. It could be possibly 1, and then there's the manhunt, which were amazing. So they reworked the manhunts this last year, right? Or this last season. They reworked them. They were completely different concepts. So now the manhunts, instead of just kind of being a random kind of like bounty, they used to be more like bounties, right? You had to complete some annoying tasks, and then basically you took out the target like a bounty. This time, each target had his own mission. So they reworked the missions. It was really, really awesome. And then the final one, you fought the cool boss, and there was like they had some cool cutscenes. You got to see a new hunter was revealed. And the final fight took place here in Jefferson Trade Center. But each manhunt target had their own mission. So you got to fight them DCD headquarters, if I recall. Bank headquarters. I can't remember where else, but those 2 I do remember. Either way, tons of fun. And so it was like, and so what I did is I actually, here's the targets. So what I did is I took care of, and I invite you to do this for season 10. Okay. So I invite you to do this for season 10 is don't actually take out your targets. And what I did is I took care of all the kind of the tasks related to every target. So, and then left the boss. And so I did that for him. I did that for him. I did that for all of them. And then finally, when I got to when Captain Lewis became available, then I took out each target in order, which means I played all of those missions back to back in a single gameplay session. And it felt like a new DLC by doing that. It felt really cool because it's, first of all, it stitched all those fights together, and then you felt like you were in one long battle DLC, kind of like New York. When you went to New York and you were fighting, you had to go to the tombs and the tanker and all that other stuff. Except I got all the annoying things out of the way, so I just jumped right into those fights. Really cool. So I remember fighting Castillo, and then I went over there to Daniels and so on and so forth, and then we went to the final mission in the end. And it just felt like like I was playing a brand new game. It was really neat because it was all new content, basically. You know, the maps were basically the same, but they added new things. Your targets had different skills, and you're fighting the True Sons and missions that were maybe Outcasts or Black Tusk or whatever. So, you know, so it's kind of sort of an adjusted map, but it felt like a new DLC. And so that was a really cool experience. And we're going to see more of that here and, season 10. So they're going to continue that for season 10 and maybe even more. They said it was the start and more to come of that type of adjustment, right? So that's really cool. Basically like remixing the map. What up, Blue Jedi? Smith's in the house. Jay Rhodes joining us on Twitch. So yeah, it's like remixing the map. So, you know, there's a lot of that stuff, I got to say, that doesn't make it in the patch notes. You know, and so some of that stuff kind of comes up as a surprise. And I don't know if it is going to, if we're going to get any more surprises in season 10, but you know, that stuff isn't always revealed to us, right? Like even in the PTS stuff, there was lots of surprises. There was a lot of surprises in PTS. Hey, so you're probably curious about this build that I'm running. So this is the build video that dropped this morning. Did you check this build video out? It was actually pretty cool. I'm calling it Monster Kill because the idea of this build is to basically point blank with your TAC 50. So yeah, it's actually a Riot Foam headshot build is basically what it is, and that's why it looks so strange. And I really like making unusual builds for the Division 2. I love running unusual builds that are effective. So not unusual builds that just don't really work that well. But we spend days sometimes on these builds to kind of perfect them so that they're really effective. So you're one-shotting elites with this thing, right? And so it's really common practice to see us kind of whip out the TAC 50 or even the Nemesis to kind of kick off Headhunter, right? And so by doing that, you're basically ramping this thing up. It normally takes like 1 to 2 to 3 kills to get full damage off of this, which is 1,250%. But if you like use your TAC 50, you can do that in a single kill. And then from there, you switch over to the other weapon and just kind of take care of business. And then we're using Tip of Spear to do this, so that gives us more ammo, more weapon damage, and all that other stuff. You just have to be sure to use your TAC 50 once every 60 seconds, so you always have that buff up. But once you get your Headhunter kicked in, you don't really need the buff. You're one-shotting everything with your rifle or your pistol. And then I use the Nemesis on the boss. So this doesn't always one-shot the boss, you know, because we got some skill tiers here, and we got these, you see, notes I got skill haste there, and then I got repair skills down here. So that adjusts it so that sometimes you have to two-shot the boss. So you'll one-shot the boss, and there'll be just like a sliver of health left on him, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you whip out your pistol and like finish him or something like that. So, you know, and sometimes you do one-shot the boss. It just kind of depends on which boss you're fighting and if you have all your procs up. So tons of fun. I'll drop the build video actually here. Let me grab the link and I'll drop that so that you can check it out a little bit later. Let me grab this link real quick. But yeah, so what are you guys excited? Anybody excited to see any games outside of the Division 2? I know we're all here for the Division 2, but what about Skull and Bones? So there's gonna be some talk on Skull and Bones today. What do you guys think about that? That game, have you had any previews of it? Any exposure to Skull and Bones? I do want to do a shout out to Derek Frost. Thank you for joining Tux's Players Club, Derek Frost. Appreciate that. I saw you jumped in when pre-roll.
You can't be any
So
geek
welcome
off
aboard,
the street.
brother.
Gotta
Thank
be
you for
handy
supporting
with the
channel.
steel, if you know what I mean.
You're at the right place, man. And Kelly, you're just joining or upgrading. But welcome to Hardcore Bandito. If you guys like the music that you're listening to in the background, I create gamer music playlists also for the community. And you got to be in Texas Players Club to get access to these, and you can stream them online or offline on both YouTube and SoundCloud. You can even download them if you want to. So I love making these gamer music playlists, and I make them to kind of tailored for the looter shooter kind of pace, and so I use them to kind of get me pumped up, so that I can go on killing sprees. Link dropping for the newest video. So I invite you to check that out. Support the channel by giving it a quick likey. You know, that little thumb thing that flashes at you. At the very least, click that thumb so you get the animation because it's super exciting. So yeah, so one of the banditos, Biko, who's always really helpful, is asked if I was going to do a video to get on my tips to get ready for season 10. So what are you guys doing for season 10 to get ready? Links in the house. Mohammed, what's up, man? Kelly, I appreciate your support, man. Your ongoing participation is awesome, and now that you're in the Players Club, that's over the top, man. Appreciate it. So yeah, so Biko, who's also in Texas Players Club, and you know who you are because you guys, who's in Texas Players Club, because they got that fancy little skull next to their name, which changes color the longer you're in the Players Club. So it starts as gray, and I think it goes to maybe black and then red, or maybe it goes to red. I don't know. And it kind of cycles through. But really appreciate your support. But Biko brought up whether I was going to help us get ready for season 10 and what, as far as tips and what I would recommend. And you know, I've been thinking about it. And I do that, and I've done that video before in past, getting ready for season 9. And I think some of my biggest, this is my top 3, right? Because I think it's more like, I guess these are the pressing issues, I would say. And so I think this is my top 3. One is, well, okay, let me do 4. I'm gonna do them 4 in order of importance. Now, this is a working list. So if you guys have suggestions, I would love to hear them. and we can chat about them, and then I can integrate them into the coming video, which will probably work for Sunday or Monday. But I'm trying to come up with things that basically you can all do right now, right? Not stuff that will help you in the necessarily like for season 11, or it's too late so you can't do anything about it. But here's a big deal, okay? So I think the biggest deal that we face, the biggest challenge that we face going into any season, and you're probably going to agree with me on this, is stash space. Do you agree? Anybody disagree with that? Stash space. So inventory space. Big issue going into new seasons, coming out of new seasons. And so this is the deal. Okay, let me just walk you through it. All right. So the problem is that especially if you've been playing the game for any reasonable amount of time, but even if you're a new player, you got issues, right? So if you're a new player and you just started, all right, then you probably only have one character, and then you finally level up your character and you get your inventory all the way to 150, and then you get your stash to 300. So that sounds like a lot, but as you guys know, if you only have one character, you're probably full pretty quickly on that thing. You're saving this and you're saving that and swapping together builds and whatnot, but really easy to get full, right? Really easy. It's worse when you got one player, only one character. So for us that are playing a long time, we've realized that we need multiple characters, and so we've done that, and then we quickly realized that it's really easy to fill up all of those characters, and it's worse if you play with those characters, right? If you play with those additional characters, then you're full really quick, right? It's like, oh man, that's really frustrating. That's really frustrating. So what do we do about that? And so that's the biggest challenge. And there's no real easy answer. It always comes down to something's got to give, and it's a deletion activity, right? You're going to have to go through and delete stuff. But what do you delete, right? And then what is the process? How do I, wrap my mind around this, right? And so one of it is, and I think it starts with organization, right? And this is also a separate video that goes out from time to time on like, how do I organize my gear across multiple characters? Now, one of the things I've been recommending to people is to not play with your multiple characters. I know some of you do, and that's fine, do what you do. But the most expensive, or let me put it this way, the most valuable resource you have in this game, the most valuable, is now inventory space. It is the most limited thing you can get in the game. You can always get credits. You can jump big SHD levels, right? You can farm SHD levels. You can farm exotics. The hardest thing to get in this game is inventory because it has a set limit and you're done. And so when you go around and get all of your exotics, I mean, I don't know exactly how many exotics are in this game. Anybody have a number on that? But it's a lot. Right? And so your exotics alone are just having one of each exotic is going to fill up a ton of inventory space, right? And then you have your favorite weapons. Think about that. And so weapons, and then gear, right? And so most of us want to probably have at least one favorite build for every gear set. Believe that or not, I do, right? And so Tip of Spear is not one of my favorites. And now I have two builds for Tip of Spear that I like. And so basically if you're saving set, at least one set every gear set, that's 4 pieces. And how many gear sets do we have, right? That fills up a character right there. I have one character completely dedicated to gear sets, and that character is full just because of gear sets. And guess what's coming in season 10, guys? A new gear set. So if my character is already full off of gear sets, that means it's going to start overflowing to other characters. And the problem continues. You're going to get new weapons, new named weapons. You're going to get new brand sets. And so for everything new, you're going to get variations of that stuff, right? You're going to farm variations. So I'm going to farm the new Umbra sets called Umbra. And so I'm going to want it with crits on it. I'm going to want it with armor regen on it. I'm going to want it with whatever. And so I'm going to get variations of that stuff. So it's not just one of each. You got 6 slots, and you're going to want variations of it in each one of those slots. And then over time, you start deleting some of that stuff once you figure out how you're going to roll with it. But That takes a while. And while that's happening, you're staying full. So, but it does start, the activities start, you're gonna have to delete stuff. I'm just gonna break it to you right there. 35 exotic guns and gear. Thanks, Epic. Epic! What's up, brother? And so that's amazing that we have 35 exotic guns and gear, by the way. So it's going to start with organizing your characters. So you got 4 characters, organize them. Okay, so this is what I think. And so this is a path that I'm going. And so the next most valuable thing is getting ready for the season, as it relates to getting ready to the season for the season is going to be space. So once you got your characters organized, you're going to need to make space. So that means you got to go through and delete things, right? And so this is sort of what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. This is how I'm going to go about it, which means you're going to have to make tough decisions. And so because this solves a lot of problems for me. So I'm going to take, I got 4 characters. And so what I'm going to do is delete enough items so that I make a single, that one of my mule characters basically empty. So I can empty out his inventory in his backpack. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of his SHD points. And so this, my scavenging points on this character is not very high. And then so I am going to empty him out. So I'm going to make sure that all of my things are full. And then I'm going to empty him. I'm going to empty all his claim rewards. See, on this character, I only have 225. But on my other character, I have like thousands, right? And so, but I'm going to take my lowest other character, which is, I think it got like 1,000 credits or something like that, right? Claim rewards. And so I'm going to dump those rewards. I'm going to dump them in calibrations or wherever I can, right? I'm going to spread them across, make sure everything's full. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that character and start a new one. And by doing that, it's only going to take me about anywhere between 3 and 5 hours, depending if I'm playing solo or not, to create a new character, right? But when that character is done being created, he's going to get the benefit of my watch at its current state, which is almost 8,000. So I can get 8,000 fresh resources. Does that make sense? So what I'm doing is I'm not only cleaning up my stash space by clearing out enough things to make that character's backpack empty, which basically means I'm deleting 144 items or something like that, right? Because you got or more than that. Let me see, you got 6 items here and then 3 items there, right? So basically you're deleting 141 items ultimately, right? And you're not deleting everything. So some things you're moving. And so what I did is, and I've already started this process. So what I did is I figured out what was most important off of that character. Like this piece is I must have this piece. And then I figured out which was the weakest piece by saying like, this piece is really easy to farm. Right. And so that's how I filtered out my gear. And so if it was a must-keep piece, of course, I moved it into my stash or to another character. And if it was an easy to farm piece, like a Sokolov with crit chance and crit damage or something like that, then I deleted it, right? Or if it was a piece that I wasn't using and it was just sitting in my stash for months, then I deleted it just for, inactivity, basically, right? And so the other thing are weapons. And so when it comes to weapons, it's like some of these weapons are key. Like this one's key, but if what you're looking for in weapons, especially if you have multiples, is that if it had a fixed talent and it was a non-exotic, non-named weapon with a fixed talent, like for example, this FAMAS has a variable talent. I can change a talent all I want, but all the stats, like core attributes, are exactly what I want, right? So I got damage to targets out of cover. Because in sync can be changed to whatever I feel like, fast hands or strained or optimist, then that makes the gun a keeper. It's the last FAMAS I will ever need. Now, I might want another FAMAS later, one with actually rate of fire instead of the damage to targets out of cover. So I like fast guns that I can make faster. So that's a preference thing. And so I might have a second one, but for now, when it comes to critical, if I had that gun right now, that means that, it would probably be the one that I'd have to make the decision to toss it. The Grudge, with Perfect Vindictive. This one could probably go, and I'm not going to delete anything today, But this one could probably go because I don't use it. So this is one of those guns that sits in my stash, and I get it all the time, and I just and I say, oh, it's a perfect god roll. I'm going to save this one, and then I end up trashing it because, of course, I'm not going to use it. And so Vector with reload speed, garbage, right? Garbage. It's also because of a vindictive, so it's just like, and so I'm going to have to reload. So I'd probably re-roll the reload speed, which makes the talent fixed. And so that's what I don't want. I want the talent to be the variable and all the core stats to be fixed to what I need, right? So this one, an ACS 12 with health damage, not the worst thing, by the way. Damage to armor and health damage. That's the same setup that the capacitor has, and it works actually really well for legendary. So health damage works great for legendary, right? So there's a lot of times where we step up to a chunga and whip out the shotgun, and this would actually help with that. And so I'm holding on to that one for demonstration purposes, but otherwise it's garbage, right? It's garbage because if I really prefer damage to targets out of cover there, then if by re-rolling that spike gets stuck on the gun and it's got a fixed talent, it becomes useless. You see what I'm saying? So that's the pattern. That's how I go through all my weapons. And so I'm going through all my weapons and keeping the ones that basically have a variable talent that are fixed with the core attributes that I like the M870, same thing, right? Variable talent. The White Death, variable talent, and all the stats are right. Everything else must go. You got to make decisions. You're gonna have to make decisions, and so you gotta make stash space because new stuff is coming. And let me tell you, you're probably gonna be, if you're like anything like me, you're probably gonna head into countdown to start farming that stuff, right? And so you're gonna go into countdown and start farming your new gear, your new Umbra stuff, your new Aquabaz stuff, or however you say that. And you're gonna be getting multiples. And then what's really frustrating is when you're in countdown and you can't grab your gear, right? And you're just deleting things on the go, and it slows you way down. You end up just missing out on tons of gear. Potentially great gear. So that's crazy, right? So I need to make a name. I like that. So I am registered with Ubisoft, but I'm not sure if the drops are going to work officially. To be honest with you. So I really don't know if they're going to work. But they did work. They sort of worked for season 9 when they had the Twitch drops active, but it was sort of a mess. Like, we didn't get the drops once we claimed them, and then they had several patches later. Twitch drops just kind of suddenly appeared in our gift space, but No, I'm not an Ubisoft partner. I'm just registered with them for for Twitch drops. That makes sense. You have to go through your Ubisoft account. I don't think I'm a partner. Anyways, taking a look over at, speaking of which, Ubisoft, we got to keep our eye. So 11:30 is going to be. Where to go here? So at 11:35, I'm looking up here. Hold on a second, I lost my marker. Yeah, pre-show starts at 11:35 a.m. Pacific time, so about 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, the pre-show starts, and we'll chime in for that. As you can see, we are ready to go. So, got that on standby there. Yeah, one more hour, the official show starts, but in 30 minutes, we'll be able to chime in. So let's see what the map. So yeah, so those are some of the things that I'm working on. So basically what I've done is I've already cleaned out one account almost completely. And so I'm going to delete, like I said, I'm going to delete that character after I dump all its points into my scavenging. And then I'm going to go spend 3 or 4 or 5 hours creating another character. And that is about, I think, is a really efficient way to spend your time. 3 to 5 hours, that's nothing in comparison to what else you might have to do. The other thing that we did, and I was recommending this a while ago, and so, but if you're for some reason getting any named item caches or exotic caches, which you still can do, then make sure you save those, right? So, and as a matter of fact, I haven't done that for my projects this week, I don't think. So, when I got SHD projects, right? So, I'll actually probably wait until the end of the weekend to do this because my stash base is really closed up. But make sure you do all your weekly projects this week, which is last week to do these weekly projects before season 10, probably. So make sure you do these. There's 3 free exotics. So remember, when you open up these exotic caches, there's a good chance. So what I'm doing is I'm sitting on all this gear for season 10, and I got more. And I was making this recommendation all for the last several weeks, months. But so in my mailbox here, as you can see, I got more exotics and more. It's basically full of caches all the way down to the bottom. I think I have a couple more exotics too at the bottom. Yeah, there they are. So these can be opened in season 10 and possibly get reward us with season 10 exotics. And so that's how I got many of my season 9 exotics early. Actually, I got them early by using old caches that I had saved. So, you know, so if you haven't done that, if you didn't do that during the reanimated event, if you missed that tip that I gave out, then that's fine. Just get, you know, whatever you can get your hands on at this point, right? And so, which is going to be those projects. So, not too late to do those. You got until Monday night. There's 3 right there. Yeah, Epic Gamma says they say the cache is based on when you acquire it, not when you open it. Yeah, but unless they change something, it worked last season. So, you think they're gonna change it this season? Because in season 9, I opened up caches I received in season 8 and season 7, exotic caches, and ended up getting, I think, multiple blue screens, and the mask, and the Dread Edict. So I can toy around with this build. So this is that build that dropped this morning. And if you were in yesterday's live, I think this, or the day before yesterday's live stream, whenever that was, losing track of days now, then you've probably seen a little bit of this. But the idea here is to work in your TAC 50 and riot foam enemies, basically. And then, so stick them with the riot foam and then bust a cap in their head. And so let's take one of these guys. So we got Tip of Spear, so this should take 2 shots. 1 to proc Tip of Spear, and then 1 to the next shot from there was gonna be kill shots, right? That's sort of how Tip of Spear works. And you can get Tip of Spear to 1-shot enemies right off the cuff, but the way I have this build is, hold on, I'm trying not to die right away. Hold on, run! They're throwing grenades at me. I can feel it. You kick off the hornet's nest. We might not make it. Woo, run! All right. Oh my god, Jesus! Let me just kill myself. Let's stir up a hornet's nest. Season 9 was not supposed to do that. So that technically it's a glitch, is what he's saying. Okay, I'm with you. I was actually uncertain of that in season 9. I was like, I don't know if this is supposed to work. And it ended up working. And so, yeah, I always like this. I think I always like to kind of give that, preface it with that warning, you know, like Unless they change something, because if it's not supposed to work, then, you know, they'll have, oops, got the wrong weapon. They could fix that, patch that up at any time. And I don't know why they wouldn't want to be honest with you, because it's a really easy way to acquire your exotics without having to complete your season. And then the unfortunate part is it'll change your mentality on it. Like, oh shit, well, I got everything. I don't really need to complete the season at all, do I? And see, now I'm one-shotting everything. You'll see here. So riot foam them. Oops. Ah, shit. I didn't see that person right behind me, apparently. But riot foam them and then one-shot them, right? And so, and you'll be able to do with your TAC 52 the point blank thing, which is tons of fun. But there's a catch to the TAC 50, which is the animation's a little bit slow. So you don't want to. You want to keep that in mind when you're choosing which enemy that you want to bust the cap. And you know what I mean? Like right here is cool. So she's basically riot phone, right? And then so, you know, and then from there, hello, just kind of greet people with a bullet in their forehead, you know? And so we did a lot of balancing on this, and notice I got the reviver or the fixer drone. And so that's the weakness of tip of spear, is that it doesn't really bring you any heals into the game, any defense, right? It's like all offense. And so the gun that I have, Jesus guys, where is everybody? Oh, there's one. The gun that I have has preservation. Where are these guys? So here's a point blank, so I'm gonna reset my tip of spear. And back to my rifle. So plenty of fun, lots of survivability with that rifle. I'm gonna just take a couple of guys out here real quick. Oh, and that was a duff. I duffed that shot, so we need to get another headshot in there. So this is the boss. But I want to take out his homies first. I like to save the boss for last. I'm a pleasure delayer. That's what you call that, right? Nanto the Enigma has joined us. What up, Nanto? Yeah, in the end, they're still exotic components. Yeah, good point. And so that's the other thing I was going to mention. So exotic components, so expertise is the other thing too. And that's why you want to load up on resources. So that's one of the reasons why resources are also really precious. Thanks, Gambit, for mentioning that. Sparked my mind there. And so resources are really precious, because you're going to be upgrading things, and that requires lots of resources. So point blank, if I can, there you go. Point blank on the boss, folks. That's how you do it. So if you notice, I switched to the Nemesis, and so I'm using the Nemesis as my secondary weapon. There's a whole build video on this, but I use a Nemesis basically just for the bosses, and then for long range shots that I don't want to take with the TAC 50 because I maybe don't want to waste ammo. So I'm using that. So 35 minutes past the hour, we're going to chime into the pregame event, basically the pre-show event. Oh, so which weapon do I want? This one. Hold on, hold still, don't move. And so as you can see, the rifle you have is plenty good. And so you don't need a lot of duration on your right foam. You just need enough to one-shot them, which doesn't take much time at all. And so with that extra time, you can use it to switch weapons, to reload, whatever your heart's desire. Now for me, I use it to, the fumble, because sometimes I forget, like, okay, wait, which weapon do I need? Which weapon am I on? Oops, hold that still. There we go. Then you want to switch out as fast as you possibly can because of that slow animation. So if you need to use your riot foam for any reason, you really don't want to do that while you have the TAC 50 in hand, because it's a slow process of switching back and forth. Sorry if I blinded you. Oh, I got caught on the fucking pallets. God damn it. Armor back. Oh, it's gonna get hairy right here. Boss. Oh, they just stole my fucking thing. Okay, so there's a glitch in the game. The riot foam will take your headhunter proc, so which is what just happened. So notice that the boss got damaged off my riot foam. So that means I got to reset my headhunter proc. Not a problem, but just well, can be. Can be a problem. If you got 4 enemies standing around you in a circle, then you lose your one-shot capabilities. That could be an ouch. Okay, so we got a medic on the field out there. Oops. TAC 50. There's a medic out there taking care of business. God damn it. Gotta go get that boss. I could snipe him from distance, but it's much more fun if you do it all close in. Damn, he's getting everybody up though. Boss down. So yeah, switch to the Nemesis for that, if you didn't notice. I could have probably killed him with the TAC 50 because he was about halfway dead anyways, but the TAC 50, if you don't know, the TAC 50 is weaker on named bosses, right? So that's the logic behind that. God damn, this guy. He's getting everybody up. Okay, he's down. Yeah, this is the 1886. This is 1886. I actually like the 1886 better. Actually, let me switch to this because you can put on preservation. The deal is like once you have Headhunter proc, Perfect Boomerang, which is on the Virginian, isn't really working anymore for you. You know. And also, the Virginian requires crit chance, lots of crit chance, right? Maxed out. And so, oh, god damn it, that's annoying. I can't do that. How does she do that? Oh, you know what? I've never done that before. I've never done that jump down there before. I've played this mission like a bazillion times, literally a bazillion. This is my go-to testing grounds. This is where I test builds at on this mission. Let's kill her with the right foam. Nope. I'm gonna run through this fire, grab that trophy. Anyway, so really effective build. You do have to be the caveat to it is you got to play quickly-ish. You can play it more relaxed, so you don't have to run a gun, but it is kind of set up to play it the way you just saw it, and so. But speed is your survivability on that one, right? And the right foam is your protection. Is a lot of your protection. Is a big part of your protection. So, anyways, I just wanted to quickly demonstrate that because that build just launched this morning. So, be sure to check out that. I'll drop another link here in a second, but that's a build. Pretty easy to set up. Those tip of spear pieces aren't that hard to find. They're all just got basically headshot damage on them, and then I just changed the cores out, and then I balanced the yellows in for the. Again, they're providing us our heals because again, this doesn't have armor on kill on it, and I found with the skill efficiency coming off the memento and the armor regen, and this number of skill tiers, it both powers up our riot foam. As you can see, 5 ammo, 10.9 second in duration. And then we got a pretty strong healer here at 48,000 heals per second. And then we get 20 percent armor on kill from preservation off the 1886, and we're one-shotting with that, and then we're kicking off the party with the TAC 50. So, Darnell, what's going on, Darnell? So I'm dropping a link here for you, for those of you that want to check it out. There you go. Yeah, so we talk about resources, right? So part of getting ready for season 10 is, again, making sure you're locked up on resources. And I feel like, you know, and all these resources are part of it. Everything you see on your watch is part of it, basically, right? So ceramics, poly, steel, carbon, printer filament. And so there's more outside of these items, but SHD calibration, the higher you go up on your, well, basically, in the first 10 levels, basically uses almost all of these, right? And then it starts tapping into SHD calibrations, and then it starts tapping into exotics. You know, once you scale over 10 and then to 15, and then it gets more, basically, it bleeds you from exotics after level 15. So, and I'm not there yet myself. I'm on level 11, almost to 12. And so I'm just kind of taking my time with it. I'm taking my time with it. Part of me has a feeling they're going to rework that a little bit. And not that it's a super bad system. I don't mind the grind so much, but the exotic thing is a little much, don't you think? Don't you think like 55 exotics on a single item is a little hefty? Yeah, Walsall. That's what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're talking about. So they just started their timer here. I muted it for a moment here, so you probably couldn't hear. We'll do, actually, let's do a quick sound check while they have this up. Let me turn it back on. Okay, can I get a sound check? Let me know if you hear that funky jazz music. Now, my assumption is you do not, but I just want to verify that you do not hear that funky jazz music. Can I get a confirmation there's no funky jazz music playing in your ear right now? Okay, well, so good. All right, and now I'm going to turn on the funky jazz music. Okay, now you should be hearing funky jazz music. And we need to do a volume check. Okay, Walsall, here's the funky jazz music. I just turned it on. Playing that funky. Div G hears it. Thank you, thank you. Div G, how's that volume? Walsall, how's that volume? Is it loud? Too loud? All right, you guys can hear it. Yeah, what is this music then? It's like music, but not jazz. What is it? What is this? Is it funk? Is it kind of funky electro funk? Electro funk? What are we gonna call this? Loud, okay. Okay, I turned it down a little bit. New Age Disco. Yamaha keyboard. So do you think Kenny G produced this? Did Kenny G produce this at all? It's Kenny G cuts. Kenny G coming at you live. Did you guys know that Kenny G is an owner of Starbucks? I don't know if he still is, but he was, I think he seed funded that thing. Facts, Kenny G facts. Anybody know anything else about Kenny G besides he's got a cool haircut? Does Kenny G still have the mullet? Can anybody confirm that? Little River Band. Silent King. You be funny. You be real funny. Do you remember Sim City? I feel like it's Sim City music. Out there building your city a little bit. Laying some pipe. Manny, he's a woman now. All right. That's funny, man. That's funny. I hit hard in the house. What up, I hit hard? Herober. Herober. Zach Torres, what's good, man? Thanks for confirming that volume. You caught that, huh, Joe Mac? You caught that underlying dirty humor? Okay, so let's talk about what we're gonna hear here. So we, you know, and there's no particular order. We don't know when the Division 2 is gonna be, you know, basically announced, right? Well, I don't know if I should mute that. Do you guys want me to keep that on? Is that bugging you? Anyways, we don't know in what order they're going to bring things. So there's a lot on their agenda outside of the Division 2, but this is what we're hoping to hear. And this is what they mentioned to us. Now, this wasn't given in any sort of order or any sort of level of importance, but we're expecting news on the Division 2. Is it only Season 10 news? Or is it bigger than that? We're also receiving news, expecting Resurgence. And we're also expecting news on Heartland, Division 2 or Division Heartland. Yeah, we need to help them with their music, huh, Blue Jedi? This is like Space Jams. Yeah, I'll turn off my countdown. So, we got 2 countdowns. One is for the main event. One of them is for the pregame show. But I'll turn off the main event one here in a second, actually. There you go. The main event starts in 30 minutes. The pregame starts in 5 minutes. Let's see, Kelly. I hope they do. I hope they do. The new game mode coming in December. I think it's going to be live. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Could be a montage. I mean, Mario, Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, and Skull of Bones are top of the list of things they want to talk about. Ban nerfing. They need to go live so we can complain to them about throwing grenades in the Division 2. Be like, excuse me, sir, 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 yeah, sir. Did you know we can't throw grenades very well in the Division 2? The grenades suck in the Division 2. Sir, what are your thoughts about how the NPCs always dive out of the grenades? No matter, even if you huck it at them as a surprise, they still manage to dive out of it. And why we can't dive out of their grenades? That we always get hit by theirs, but they never get hit by ours. P.S. I'm gonna be doing grenade clinics for the advanced players in the Division 2. Do not attempt this if you're a new player, as you will die in the process of trying to kill an enemy with a grenade. Grenades in the Division 2 are basically bad for your health. Yeah, and they should give us a bigger radius, but even with the big radius ones, like, Jesus, like the fire grenades and the blind grenades, they have a hard time getting out of the blind grenades, I gotta say. But the fire grenades, man, they roll out of those still. Still amazes me. I mean, it amazes me that they can roll out of those fire grenades still, you know. The cool thing about the fire grenade, though, is that it lasts a long time. Like, even if they rolled out of it, they eventually kind of walk back through it. So there's that. But, you know, we don't want to always have to run survivalist, do we? You know? What if you're running gunner? You're gonna be stuck with the little concussion grenade that is basically impossible. Nades, bad for your health. It's like SHD nades, the diet version of the NPC's nades. Bert Diggity, what up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we go, minute. Down the last minute. This is just a pre-show. Remember that the actual event will kick in basically 25 minutes. So the pre-show's starting here. Under a minute. All are welcome. But I want to hear in the chat, guys, as we go along. I want to hear what games you think are look cool, man, besides the Division 2 also. Skull and Bones, I got my eye on that. I'm a little weary about the fighting in that game though. Like building ships and you know, the resource thing is pretty cool. But the battles, I'm a little underwhelmed in the battling, you know. All right, here we go.
Peggy 18.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Ubisoft Forward.
We're here backstage, and we've got a great pre-show coming up with updates on a bunch of fan-favorite games before we kick off the main show.
Absolutely, and if you want to find out the latest about the world of Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, or get ready to sail the high seas in Skull and Bones, stick with us as you're already in the right place.
And that's not all, as today's show is available in 11 languages, 4 sign languages, and 2 audio descriptions. Head over to the link below to find out more.
Now, on with the pre-show. Let's dive into some news and updates on games you're already playing, starting with Brawlhalla, where an exciting new character is joining the fight.
Brawlhalla! I know, I gotta go. I'm not 18 yet, folks, so. It's like a Mario Brothers, but you're a vampire. All right.
The Ubisoft Game Makers podcast is back for a new season and with a new name, The 10th Art. This fall, we're inviting Ubisoft developers and some special guests from beyond Ubisoft to explore video games and their place in pop culture and society.
The beauty of video games and science, bringing them together, is that we're bringing research or bringing science to society. And I think that's really important.
The relationship between science and video games, or how fashion and games influence each other, or whether anything can be a game. Check out The 10th Art today wherever you get your podcasts, listen to our previous episodes, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our new releases.
Hey, you! Yeah, you, sitting in front of this screen. I see you all. You, stuck on a quest looking for that blasted door key. Or you in the back, always looking for new ways to dominate online in multiplayer matches. Well, today's your lucky day, because now you can visit Ubisoft Game Plan for guides, walkthroughs, collaborations with your favorite creators, and exclusive tips curated by the developers themselves. All of this is created to help you get the most out of your game, whether it's brand spanking new or a seasoned classic. Find Game Plan on YouTube, in-game, and online to gain the confidence of an assassin and the skill of a champion-leveled operator.
Yeah, that's how it looks for me, Trackmania. It's kind of.
As a child,
It's not.
I was
It doesn't
taught
look like
never to
it's
fear the dark,
hardly
to face
1080p.
my enemies with gritted teeth and a steady grip on my blade. But now, my hands tremble. Something has awakened in the mire. Glowing eyes watch in the night. Shadows slither through the woods, and twisted cackles taunt us. Brave samurai venture into the swamps. But what comes back? It isn't them. A deadly web has been woven, and there is no escape. My teachings were wrong. Only fools don't fear the dark.
It should have got better. It was on auto quality, so I changed it.
If you're just joining us, you're watching the Ubisoft Forward pre-show.
In just a little bit, we'll have more exciting news and trailers about our upcoming releases to share with you.
Before we get to this amazing lineup, we still have a couple more announcements. Check this out.
Shall we?
Let's do it.
Hello, everyone. At Ubisoft, for many years now, we've been working with indie studios from across the world. There's been mentoring, there's been funding, there's been awards, but above all, there's been some strong ties and learnings from both sides. And today, we're super thrilled to showcase some games from studios we've had the privilege of working with. Enjoy!
Hi there, I'm Mikko. I'm one of the founders of Skyward Entertainment. We are a brand new game company based here in Helsinki, Finland. We are currently working on a game called Second Stone. It will be a nostalgic mashup combining your back to the roots classic action RPG with super tight platforming gameplay. In Second Stone, players will be drawn into this vast and beautiful world, filled with adventure and excitement. However, everything is not as it seems. There is a dark, twisted, parallel universe that hides right in front of your eyes, and only you can get there. You will experience a thrilling and mind-bending story that unravels these secrets of this hidden realm, one piece at a time. To make your journey as fun as possible in Second Stone, we are working really hard in perfecting the gameplay with satisfying tactical combat combined with state-of-the-art character progression systems. Early in development, we were lucky enough to meet with the amazing people at Ubisoft's Open Innovation team. They have supported us in many ways, for instance by providing a very detailed and professional review of our game pitch and demo. This helped us tremendously in taking Second Stone towards the right direction already early on. Thank you all for watching, and please feel free to join us at skywardentertainment.com for more Second Stone.
Hello, my name is Kim, and I'm the CEO of Unreliable Narrators, a Montreal-based studio dedicated to creating games that empower the voices of those that too often go unheard. We're currently hard at work on our very first project, a narrative-driven game set in 17th century Canada called Two Falls.
2 sets of tracks. Fresh ones.
We're incredibly lucky to be in Montreal, where Ubisoft has been well established for now 25 years and a very active force in the gaming ecosystem. And we're really happy to have won the National Bank Favorites Award at the Ubisoft Montreal Indie Series. We also got marketing, business, and technical advice from the Ubisoft Entrepreneur Division.
What have you done to our home?
Two Falls is a game of contrasting perspective. Players will experience the intertwining journeys of Jeanne, a shipwrecked girl stranded far from the French colonies, and Maikan, a young Innu whose people have become afflicted by a strange illness. As the name of our studio suggests, nothing is quite as obvious as it seems in our work. Through branching and impactful dialogue options, light investigation mechanics, and wonder at the world around them, players will piece together the mysteries surrounding our two characters. Two Falls is currently set to release on PC in the fall of 2023. If you want to know more about Two Falls, please wishlist the game on Steam or give us a follow on Twitter. Thank you so much.
Oh, and by the way, that's not all. Starting right now, you can play indie games on Ubisoft Plus, our subscription service, and it just so happens to be free to try this month. So go ahead and check it out.
What's up, Mark? Mob in the house. Good to see you back, Mark. Welcome, brother. Welcome, brother.
What you're gonna do, just fully commit, and even if you have a bad year, you gotta double down.
That looks badass.
Hello, everyone. Motorflix welcomes you back to the Dominion. After your incredible experience alongside the Forsberg team, prepare to enjoy a whole new episode. Get ready to face a winter of fury. Performance driving on all terrains. That's how things move this season.
I used to love Forza. Man. Been a while since I played it, though.
Prepare to enjoy a whole new episode. The Dominion Frozen.
(1986) Brittany, France. The Guillemot brothers launched Ubisoft. No internet, only creative minds ready to shape the future of entertainment. Today, Ubisoft still needs talented people to create the unknown. And Pierre is one of them. Meet Pierre.
Hello.
Pierre is the kind of person who lives his passion to the fullest. When the first Assassin's Creed game came out in 2007, he knew it could develop into a passion and become a major part of his life. And at first, he wondered if he should take the leap of faith.
Indeed, when I get passionate, I throw myself 100% into things. So, I'd rather think twice.
In the end, he did. And AC, Pierre, and Ubisoft would go on quite an adventure together. Here is the story. Pierre didn't hop on the AC bandwagon immediately. It was a trailer that got him hooked.
No, not this one. Not this one either. Still wrong. It was a final trailer in 2010.
And zoom in slow-mo means he's the target. Mysterious hooded man watches from a distance.
I watched it, and then I immediately showed up at my neighbor's, and I play AC all night.
He instantly became a fan of AC.
Golfing on Nintendo.
He loved the story. He loved the aesthetic, the universe. He'd never traveled that much with any other game. And Pierre has a passion for cosplay. He crafts and wears beautiful costumes based on the fictional worlds he loves. so he saw huge potential.
The universe of AC was a playground in which I started to feel very creative. Cosplay is really demanding, and as every passion, sharing it with others is the biggest reward.
Pierre was one of the first ever in France to cosplay Assassin's Creed. These creations and his presence at events around the world quickly earned Pierre a growing audience within the community. He never missed an opportunity to meet up with people who shared his passion. He did miss the chance to get an AC hoodie at Gamescom one year. He never forgot about that. We'll come back to that hoodie later. Pierre's dedication put him on the radar at Ubisoft, so they sent cosplay kits with top-secret, unreleased character details, giving Pierre the time to make new costumes before game reveals. That's quite a lot of trust.
And a lot of NDAs. That said, we never leaked anything.
Affirmative. It's quite a lot of trust.
I don't know what we're talking about right now.
At this stage, his passion had evolved
What are we
into a
talking
lifestyle.
about right now?
Pierre was stuck on AC, and AC was literally stuck on him. He
I'm
wrote
lost.
and shot a whole
I'm
web
lost.
series. He organized fan events where he orchestrated quizzes and contests. He never missed an opportunity. Do you remember, Yves?
Oh yes, I remember.
Ubisoft wants a community ambassador at E3 in Los Angeles. Clear the way, people. Here comes Pierre.
It was a dream come true. I met more and more people, many from Ubisoft, and I finally felt like my commitment was recognized.
At this point, Pierre had unlocked every challenge as a player and a community leader. What achievement could he try to earn next? Pierre had a new dream, to be part of the teams at Ubisoft bringing AC to life. Over 7 years and 5 applications, he tried to join Ubisoft. He waited and hoped, never losing sight of his goal. That's a very long time, Pierre. What kept you motivated?
Well, I had a bit of perspective and explored new things, but I stayed positive and passionate.
Positivity and perspective are great, Pierre. Sometimes you just have to put good energy out in the world and hope it comes back. Right, Jean?
Wow, that's pretty deep. I knew Pierre as a community leader for years, so when a position opened in my team to grow the community leaders activity, Pierre was the perfect fit.
And that's how Pierre's dream came true. He finally joined Ubisoft. Today, Pierre is a project manager in the advocacy team.
I built bridges and relationships between the Ubisoft brands and the fans.
Since joining Ubisoft, Pierre has of course found a new way of building community around another one of his passions, laser sabers. But the circle cannot be complete without this slight but significant detail.
You remember this one? As his first manager, when we changed job and we were no longer working together, I wanted to give him a reward for everything he has done for both Ubisoft and our communities.
What else can we say?
Well, I do appreciate the company, so you should come and join us.
Before I go, did you like this story? Head over to jobs.ubisoft.com to hear more just like this one, and maybe even take your first step towards creating the unknown with Ubisoft.
And by the way, happy birthday, Assassins.
If you're just joining us, you're watching the Ubisoft Forward pre-show.
In just a little bit, we'll have trailers and announcements about your most anticipated titles to share with you.
But before we get to Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope and Skull and Bones, we still have a couple of more announcements to share with you. Check it out.
Hey everyone, we are from the Anno team based in Ubisoft Mainz, creators of the beloved Anno City Builder series. Our latest title, Anno 1800, transports you to the age of industrialization. It challenges you to build grand cities, manage a complex economic system and logistical network, and deal with competitors through diplomacy or military means. Use your fleet to settle on multiple islands, create trade routes, and expand your empire in different regions.
In our current Season 4, we're expanding the New World region of Anno 1800.
No, they're doing it wrong.
Stories, as well as
they need to jazz it up, man. Where's the Metallica music in the background?
With an additional population tier, new production chains, a grand monument, and new islands to explore. We're very excited to share with you a first glimpse at our upcoming content today. So check out this first teaser and make sure to visit the Anno Uni website for more info.
Way too peaceful.
We've all been there. In the midst of battle. At the heart of the race. On top of the highest mountain. Or just exploring. But some of us feel the need to stop and capture the moment. To get that perfect shot.
Turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. The memories spark and motivate. Yeah, it's one all, one shot. Now the future is yours. Let's go.
What do you need to get your parachute?
I need 550 radar-looking things.
Do you have any skill points?
Yes, I have 3.
Alright, so let's find you.
Guys?
Let's get into this area.
What the fuck happened?
Oh, you're not the bad guy. Oh, you're the bad guys. Hang on, I'm trying to be really... Oh my god, the farmer just ran over the hostages!
All game, roller champions. 1 minute. 1 minute.
All right, that's all the updates we had for you on the pre-show. Yusuf, want to hear some good news?
Oh, I sure do.
All the games you've just seen in the pre-show, you can try them for free on PC starting right now for a month on Ubisoft Plus.
I like the sound of free. Now, don't run off and start playing just yet. It's time for our main show. You won't want to miss this. So let's kick things off in style and get the party started.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the September edition of Ubisoft Forward, the showcase where you get a taste of all the great things we're cooking up. I'm one of your hosts, Neelam Kumar.
I'm Yusuf Magid, and I'm so happy to be here today because this year we're global, streaming in no less than 11 different languages. So a big hello to everyone around the world.
We're also live in 4 sign languages and 2 audio descriptions, so we got you all covered.
Yo, Neelam, I love this studio. I feel like we're big time now. We've come a long way from being interns. I mean, look at us. Hey, come on, look at us.
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Not me.
But let's get to the real reason why we're here today. Games. If you caught the Ubisoft Forward pre-show, you should already be caught up on some super exciting updates from current releases. And now, in the next few minutes, we'll show you what you can expect from our live and upcoming games, concluding with a very special Assassin's Creed showcase.
In fact, let's check in with them right now.
Well, hello everyone. Stay tuned for the Assassin's Creed showcase coming up later in the show.
We'll celebrate the 15th anniversary of this amazing franchise and share the future of Assassin's Creed.
So don't go anywhere.
We'll be back soon.
We'll be catching up with the Assassin's Creed crew later in the show, but we also wanted to remind you that right now, you're all eligible for a free-month subscription of Ubisoft Plus, giving you access to some of our best games. For more information, check the details on the screen below. And now, on to the games.
That's right, and what a better way to start the show than by diving straight into the colorful world of Mario and the Rabbids. This latest adventure, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, is set to release on October 20th on Nintendo Switch. Before we catch up with the game's creative director, Davide Soliani, let's take a quick look.
All right, here we go. Need a little badass DJ.
Hello everyone. A few months ago, we gave you an exclusive on Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, showcasing the game's unique mix of turn-based combat, real-time action, and open exploration. We also did a deep dive on our unique team of heroes. I want to thank you so much for your tremendous feedback, and I know you now want to see more gameplay. So today we are back to show you for the very first time a first look at one of the quests from the game, including a special battle that we took great pleasure in crafting.
Hello everyone, I'm Faye, Associate Producer. Welcome to this new video about Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Today, our heroes travel to Terra Flora in their quest to save the Sparks. This green and usually flowery planet is struck by a drought caused by Cursa's malevolent influence.
Go now!
To help the planet blossom again, Mario and his friends must reach the top of the volcano. To get there, they will have to find their way to the central station and take the Wiggler train. Terra Flora, like all the planets of Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, is packed with secrets, collectibles to gather, puzzles to solve, and wacky NPCs to talk with. With the help of people, heroes can interact with the environment in various ways to uncover secrets or reveal a hidden path to new zones. There are many interesting places to visit and secrets to discover on Terra Flora: giant trees, lush plains, and hidden caves. But let's get back on track. We have a train to catch.
All aboard!
I got a 6-year-old that would like this game.
The Wiggler has been enraged by Cursa, and we must stop it before it destroys the train. Mario and his friends will face numerous enemy archetypes on the battlefield, each with specific strengths and weaknesses. We need to prepare accordingly. Let's pick Bowser first. His huge health stats will allow him to sustain heavy damage. Rabbid Rosalina's signature technique will be key to neutralize enemies while the other heroes focus on the Darkness Eyes. We'll keep Mario in the team to take advantage of his great mobility skills. Now, the sparks. There are dozens of sparks you can pair with your heroes. They will grant elemental damage, resistances, help control the battlefield, and much more. Ethering will help Rabbid Rosalina getting behind enemy lines to wreak havoc. We're done prepping, so now is the time to fight. Let's activate Mario Spark Aquanox to gain additional splash damage. Thanks to the splash effect, Mario can push the Uzo out of the train, while he destroys the electric barrel with his second attack. Rabbid Rosalina can finish the Uzo off, while Bowser takes advantage of the large attack radius of his bazooka to destroy 2 Darkness Eyes at the same time. Fast forward, new enemies are spawning behind us. We must get rid of them quickly. Let's use Mario Spark Glitter to lure those enemies out into the open before triggering Mario's signature ability, Hero Sight. Let's go! It's time for Bowser to get his revenge. His landing damage ability, combined with the devastating power of Zephyr Break, his Shockwave Spark, and Mario's support fire, will make short work of this group of enemies. Teamwork and synergies are key to gain the upper hand in battle. Now that the back of the train is clear, we must reach the locomotive to destroy the Darkness Eyes on the Wiggler's back. This won't be easy, as the Lone Wolves will react by shooting any moving hero coming into range. They inflict heavy damage to Bowser. Thankfully, Exosphere, his shield spark, absorbs some of the damage. Brute Force won't make it here. It's time for a stealthy move with Rabbid Rosalina. Her spark, Ethering, can turn her invisible, allowing her to approach the Lone Wolf safely. Now that we are close to them, we can use her signature technique and neutralize them momentarily. This will allow Mario to approach safely and focus on the Darkness Eyes. A few more turns have passed. Only 2 Darkness Eyes remain, but new powerful enemies have spawned, and even Bowser cannot withstand their powerful attacks. We have only 2 heroes left, and the last Darkness Eyes are far out of attack range. But Mario can count on his iconic stomp attack and jump from one enemy to the other before delivering the final blow. This is it. The Wiggler is defeated, and our heroes can resume their journey. I hope you enjoyed this very special battle. That's all for now.
I hope you also enjoyed seeing an old friend from Nintendo in there. This was only a first taste of our new take on combat. It has intuitive gameplay with huge tactical possibilities. Thanks to the multiple combination of sparks and ingredients available in the game, anyone can create combos as marvelous as they are powerful. The release is almost there, and we are hard at work to polish our game and deliver the best Mario + Rabbids experience on October 20. We cannot wait for you all to discover this brand new adventure. And that's not all. We have one more big thing to reveal.
Why do I feel like going to Italy right now?
This journey will not stop at launch. We have so many wild ideas that we want to explore in the coming year. It is a bit early to announce all of it, but I couldn't resist to give you a small peek at what is to come. Our post-launch plans include 3 DLCs, and the third one will even introduce a new special playable hero. For me, as a creator, and for many at the studio, it's a dream come true to have him going in an adventure with our dear Rabbids heroes. I hope you will like the biggest surprise of our season pass. Thank you.
I love the Rabbids and I love the world of Mario, and I'm so glad to see them teaming up once again. Davide is so passionate about what he creates, and I can't wait to play as Rayman on my team in this new DLC adventure.
They should split up the show based on like underage games and like over 18 games.
It's up there on the screen.
Now, back in July, we revealed the new direction of Skull and Bones. And since then, the team at Ubisoft Singapore has been hard at work getting the game ready for launch.
Let's take a deep dive into the world of Skull and Bones.
Here we go. This one's interesting. Here we go.
The end of the 17th century, when ruthless corporations ruled the seas with an iron fist. They ignited a battle for global supremacy to dominate the world's most valuable trade routes. A flood of exotic goods from the Indian Ocean stormed the West, creating new addictions and a violent race for control. And where there's blood, there are predators. Labeled as enemies of all mankind, this new breed of pirates will show no mercy. Sailing through dangerous waters, they created secret trading networks and built their pirate empires. But they were always on the edge of losing it all and sinking to the depths as Skull and Bones.
Will you sink to the bottom or climb to the very top?
That doesn't look like a pirate.
In the dangerous world of Skull and Bones, everything around you is either your prey or your downfall. This is where you and your friends will have an authentic pirate experience. In our game, as your infamy begins to spread across the Indian Ocean,
did she say
you will gain
erotic?
access to your own pirate lair, known as the Helm. Here, you'll kickstart your ascent as a pirate kingpin by manufacturing and smuggling illegal and high-value goods to sell to the highest bidder. No longer taking orders from other pirates, you'll now be the one calling the shots. But with all the riches now for you taking, you'll also have more to lose. So beware, the vultures are circling, biding their time to strike you down. Will you fend off pirate rogues, eyeing your cargo as you extract your contraband, or undone rivals who want a piece of your pie? Maybe you'll plunder forts for their stockpiles and flood the black markets, or even go on treasure hunts to dig up valuable hidden stashes. We've been gathering your feedbacks through our insider programs and other channels. It's an ongoing process that helps us shape Skull and Bones. Here is what some of our participants have to say about the program.
Greetings, pirates. Captain Flint here.
My name's Sam, more commonly known as Mr. Stainless.
I'm Brilldane.
I'm Fuzzyborn.
My name is Spamos.
My name's Hippo TC.
My name is Mixelplix.
This is Veladron.
Charging Charlie.
Crispy Tater Tot here.
I joined the Skull and Bones Insider program
Crispy
back in
Tater Tot.
I've actually been part of the Insider program ever since its inception.
I've sailed, plundered, and pillaged my way through multiple testing and feedback sessions.
The play tests that I've been doing have been a lot of fun.
One of the things that I enjoy about it the most is streamlined feedback
feedback actually reaching the developers?
The developers are passionate about this game.
I get to connect with other gamers who are just as passionate and excited about Skull and Bones as I am.
Happy to see the game being revealed again.
I'm so excited. We're just months away.
I look forward to seeing your sales out there.
I truly think there's something for everyone, so I'm really eager to see all the polished and final versions of things brought into the game.
I just can't wait to see the Indian Oceans.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you out on the high seas, be it friend or foe.
A pirate's work is never done. As your fleet grows, so will our game. As in the pirate tales of old, you will always find a ship at the center of the story. One so terrifying that most will flee on sight. That is what we want for our pirates. Your ship is your entire world. It is where your success will be decided and how you will be recognized. In Skull and Bones, to build a unique ship that inspires fear onto your enemies, there are 3 steps. Step 1, pick your weapons and ammo. This will make or break your battles. From piercing ammo that ignores armor and causes flooding, to tearing ammo that rips your enemy's sails apart, slowing them down for an easy kill, my favorite is crushing as it deals a devastating blow to most armor. Step 2, choose your armor. With our game's weapon counter system, there will be an armor that can counter each damage type. That's how we keep tension high at sea. Lastly, it's the look of your ship. Put on your scariest war paint and head out with a ship that is instantly recognizable. Making this quick adjustment will transform you from sneaky smuggler to hard-hitting hunters or swift traders.
Why do I like this host so much?
When you are out in the open sea, it's always best to have a friend or two to watch your back. In our PvVP world, you can choose to switch off PvP to prevent any friendly fire as well. Lastly, our game will be crossplay at launch.
Them
so you can pirate
be
with your
killing
friends,
me.
no matter
Funny.
what platform they are on. Until then, bon voyage, and see you all soon on the seas of Skull and Bones.
This could be the greatest heist ever.
Oh, your comments are funny.
And you, Cully, will play the villain. Ready your ship. Gird your loins. And seize that fucking convoy! Destiny is calling. And our names are on her lips.
THC accent turns her into a 4, turns her from a 4 into a soft 8.
Oof, Neelam, I can't wait to get in my own pirate.
What the hell? They're stuttering on us. Hold on. Hold on, let me see what's going on here. There you go.
Riders Republic Season 4 and the BMX
like that.
add-on launches in just 4 days on September 14th. And guess what? You can play Riders Republic for free on all platforms. Details are below.
Now it's time to put the spotlight on one of our most successful online action role-playing games.
Yep, it's time to catch up on the world of Tom Clancy's The Division.
Hello everyone, I'm Daria Ilina, community developer
Here we
for
go.
Tom Clancy The Division 2.
There we go.
After more than 3 years, Tom Clancy The Division 2
Quiet down,
is
people.
still releasing
Quiet
new
down.
content, and we have exciting times ahead. To recap, Season 9 Hidden Alliance brought you so much more than just a continuation of the story. We introduced Countdown, an all-new 8-player PvE endgame mode, plus the brand new progression feature Expertise, giving you new ways to progress your agent and further increase build variety and viability. And it's not over. The Division 2 is scheduled to receive 2 more major updates this year, Season 10 and Season 11. You will be able to enjoy Season 10 price power in just a few days. It will introduce additional difficulty modes for Countdown to push your squad to the limit, add an array of long-awaited quality of life changes, and set you on the path to uncover the growing alliance between Natalia Sokolova and General Anderson. And when it comes to ensuring your agent looks the best for the new manhunt, we've got you covered. Shape Paragon and Dark Path
Do you see that mask?
are packed with a variety of new outfits and vanity to give your agent a
That was
unique look.
badass.
To close out 2022 for The Division 2, Season 11 will continue the Division story, not only introducing new manhunt targets, but also some familiar faces and a new ally. It will also feature a brand new PvE mode, expanding the variety of activities and playability in the game. We'll share more details about all these features later this year. Now we want to reiterate our commitment to the long-term future of The Division 2, which is fully supported by our talented developers from Ubisoft teams across the globe. With this in mind, we're happy to announce that we are committed to and have started working on The Division Year 5. The future is bright for The Division 2 and for the Division franchise as a whole. Now I'll hand over to Carrie to introduce you to Tom Clancy The Division's Heartland.
Over the last few years, the team at Red Storm Entertainment has been hard at work creating an all-new experience set in the world of The Division. You've already rebuilt operations in Manhattan, you've responded to the call in Washington, D.C., and now you're needed in the small town of Silver Creek, right in the heartland of America. Today, we're excited to share a first look at the game and some updates from our studio. Here's our creative director, Keith Evans, to tell you a little bit on what to expect in the Division Heartland.
Still testing.
Hey everyone,
see the testing?
We're so excited to show you Heartland, an all-new standalone adventure in the Division universe. The teams poured their heart into this game, and we can't wait to share it with you. Welcome to Silver Creek. I'm Keith Evans, creative director in Heartland at Red Storm Entertainment. We've been involved here at Red Storm with the Division going back before the first game launched. Our partnership with Massive Entertainment made some games that we love. We're so excited to bring something new to fans of the franchise. Heartland's a free-to-play survival action shooter set in the Division universe that features streamlined survival gameplay and a beautiful new world to explore. You play as a Division agent, given the task of protecting Silver Creek, a small town in Middle America, from enemy factions, rogue agents, and a deadly contamination. This game ties directly into the timeline and introduces all new characters and storylines to the franchise. Heartland feels fresh and distinct while still feeling at home alongside the other amazing games in this universe. We can't wait to have you join us in Silver Creek.
Still testing. No
Follow
date.
the official Division social channels to learn more about the journey the team has taken and the important role of player feedback in the evolution of the Heartland experience. And register now for upcoming tests at thedivisionheartland.com. Finally, a few weeks ago, we welcomed a new entrance in the Division franchise on mobile, The Division Resurgence.
Wow.
This new opus
Still
brings
testing.
the acclaimed AAA experience to mobile with the addition of a new storyline, factions, and much more. The team is hard at work preparing what comes next, so it is our great pleasure to be able to give you an update on the game. We wanted to take a moment to thank everyone who has participated in the closed alpha, playing solo or cooperating with others to complete a taste of the game's unique campaign and open world activities.
Your feedback has been priceless as we keep fine-tuning and improving the game. Today, we're happy to announce that a closed beta test is coming this fall. This will be an opportunity to play the iconic conflict PvP modes and for the first time on mobile, the Dark Zone.
We leave you with a look at the trailer.
No dates, huh? Still testing this one too.
We're super excited to see the Dark Zone coming to mobile. If you want to get a chance to test it out, don't forget to register now on the Resurgence website.
Oof, I want that sweet, sweet multiplayer action in the palm of my hands.
Speaking of which, there's another iconic multiplayer game that was recently announced, Rainbow Six Mobile. Let's take a quick look at what the dev team have in store for us following their successful closed alpha test.
Trust no one. No dates. That's disappointing about the no dates thing, though, right? Come on, Heartland, give us some dates.
Hello, everyone. I'm Justin Swan, Creative Director of Rainbow Six Mobile. It's been a big, exciting year for our game, with the worldwide announcement and our first closed alpha taking place earlier this year. It was amazing, finally getting to see how our players and community reacted to the game, and we couldn't be happier with the initial feedback. Rainbow Six Mobile is a free-to-play game designed from the ground up specifically for mobile devices. When we started production, our objective was crystal clear: to bring the Rainbow Six universe to the mobile platform and allow more people than ever before from all around the world to enjoy this competitive, tactical, and team-based FPS experience. Our mission is to develop the best Rainbow Six experience possible on mobile, and we can only do that with your help. The dev team and I first want to thank our community for all your support and feedback during our closed alpha. We took that feedback to heart, and we've made many improvements. And it's not just the core gameplay, but our menu systems and user experience, matchmaking and round-to-round flow, and many other adjustments that will improve the overall experience, all thanks to you. And now, today, I'm very happy to announce that we are entering a new phase for Rainbow Six Mobile, the beta test. The closed beta starts this Monday, September 12th, and the good news is that Android users can still pre-register on Google Play for a chance to participate. Just a quick note for our iOS users, don't worry, we are working hard on our iOS version, and you will hear from us in the near future for upcoming tests. So, what can you expect to see in the game during the beta test? Our biggest addition is the first stage of our operator unlock and progression system. This means daily challenges to complete, a ticket system to play with and unlock your operators, and even a battle pass to progress through. On top of that, we have some great graphical and gameplay improvements, social features like voice chat and persistent teams, and a more streamlined menu flow. You will also be able to compete in 3 iconic Rainbow Six maps: Bank, Border, and the newly added Clubhouse. Keep in mind, this is still a work-in-progress version of the game. Graphic quality and content are much improved from our alpha test, but still not final. As we continue along this exciting road to release, we must move forward alongside you, our players and fans. We believe this is the only way to deliver the best game experience possible, and we are dedicated to developing Rainbow Six Mobile in as transparent and collaborative way as possible with our players. Now, you may be wondering in which countries the closed beta will be available starting this Monday. Well, you'll find the answers in this next video. Thank you for all your support, and see you in the closed beta.
It's a time for everything. Ready for war? Yeah. It's a time for war.
Good song.
I'm back for more. I'm ready. It's a time for war. I'm back for more. I'm ready. Victory is mine.
I like that song. That was a cut.
The Rainbow Six Mobile closed beta starts on September 12th.
Here at Ubisoft, we're developing some world-class partnerships with some very big players in the industry. Here to tell you a little bit more about it is a very special guest.
Hi, I'm Mike Perdue from Netflix.
As you know, we've started to offer a selection of mobile games on our service. And today, I'm excited to announce our partnership with Ubisoft to continue bringing great games for players all around the world. Over the next few years, not one, not two, but 3 games from Ubisoft's most beloved franchises will become exclusively available to Netflix members. The first game is Valiant Hearts 2, a sequel to the award-winning first game, directed by the original core team and available to play in January 2023. Next up, the second installment of Mighty Quest, also coming to Netflix in 2023. And last, but certainly not least, fans of Assassin's Creed will be able to immerse themselves in the Assassin's Creed universe through both a live-action series and an original mobile game. We'll be sharing more details on each of these titles as we get closer to launch. The games will be ads-free with no in-app purchases, and you'll find them on the Netflix mobile app. Thank you to the Ubisoft team for their partnership, and we're looking forward to bringing these great games to existing and new fans alike.
Ubisoft and Netflix, now that's something to celebrate.
And speaking of having something to celebrate, the next project shows how video games have grown. We don't just play them, we make movies based on them, and sometimes TV shows about making them.
And on that note, let's take a sneak peek at Season 3 of Mythic Quest.
Hello! I really love Mythic Quest. I'm so happy the show got renewed for a Season 3.
Same here. Whether you've played every Ubisoft game in existence or more of a casual fan, there's something for everyone here at Ubisoft Forward.
Which brings us to a very special offer that we definitely haven't referenced before. Check this out.
New offer.
What if we told you that Ubisoft makes the games you know and love, and that's only the beginning of so much more? It is all the Assassin's Creed titles, even... Jump into competitive shooters to test your skills and your patience. Team up for co-op and tactical games where the only way forward is together. Question your definition of good and evil with some of the greatest villains in gaming. Plan, build, and create new worlds with Anno and the Settlers. Game night? You don't have to worry about tables being flipped. Need an adrenaline rush? No need for tickets or insurance here. And you thought Ubisoft only made open worlds? And guess what? Try it all for free starting now until October 10th. Hours and hours of gameplay and more being added every month with indie games and Skull and Bones available day one. Ubisoft Plus is available on PC, laptop, and mobile devices. Try it now for free at ubisoftplus.com.
What an offer. A free 1-month trial to Ubisoft Plus where you can enjoy playing some of our best games. Details, as always, are below.
Neelam, you could fit a lot of free games in a 1 month.
You sure can, so be sure to sign up right now. Next up, we have an update that I know Trackmania fans are going to be excited about.
We think you're really going to like this next trailer. Check it out.
Another racer. Trackmania. That's a cool looking car, isn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, the race is about to begin! Trackmania! Trackmania! Welcome to the Trackmania show!
Tap that ass. Gameplay, damn it.
Hello,
Show
everyone.
some gameplay.
I'm Augustin De Vita, producer on Trackmania at Ubisoft Netflix. To the excitement of its 10 million fans, Trackmania is back on consoles and streaming platforms early 2023. And the first bit of good news is that crossplay and cross-progression will be available across all platforms. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, Stadia, and Luna. Trackmania is free to play with no microtransaction, but we do offer 2 premium access that unlock even more social and community features. You will still experience that same adrenaline rush on extraordinary tracks, be it solo or online with hundreds of live opponents. We have lots of features to keep you racing.
We're gonna
There's
check
a
that
new
out,
season
Celio.
of official campaign
Thank you for
every
that.
3 months. Esports events like the Cup of the Day with thousands of players, the Track of the Day which highlights our players' creativity, and you can team up with your friends to play in the Royal or Ranked game modes. And that's not all. Trackmania is the best place for creators to unlock their full imagination, with its industry-leading and powerful track editor featuring thousands of blocks and items. After its PC launch 2 years ago, the game is stronger than ever, with 280,000 tracks created by players worldwide. The great news is that these tracks will be available from day one on the console and cloud versions. With Trackmania Clubs, we are offering deep social features within the game, with car skin customization, private rooms, as well as campaigns and competitions organized by the players for the players. We're looking forward to reuniting the complete Trackmania community in one single world, no matter where and how you play, starting early 2023. Welcome to the club.
I love me some Trackmania. I can't wait to hop online and play against all my friends.
I'm sure the both of you will have a great time.
Well, that was unnecessary. Moving on, let's jam out to our next release.
It's for Rocksmith Plus, right?
Sure is, Neelam. If you've ever dreamed of learning the guitar, Rocksmith Plus is for you. Neelam, I've always wanted to learn how to play the guitar, and I feel like Rocksmith Plus is the perfect tool to get me started.
Well, if you're going to learn guitar, you should also practice your dance moves.
You mean these dance moves?
How could I forget? Well, for those of you who like tearing it up on the dance floor like Yusuf, our next game is right up your alley. This year, get ready to step into a new era of Just Dance. Let's check out all the exciting surprises the team's been working on.
Hello everyone, I'm Claire Bourne and I'm the senior producer on Just Dance.
So I'm gonna put that on quiet real quick, just to show you this. So thanks to Celio Weiss for pointing out that this is just dropped here, but this is the season roadmap for season 10, that is. So I mean, nothing that you already know. There's not anything super new here, but just so you know, it's out there. New manhunt, new difficulties, legendary that is, Tidal Basin, Manning Zoo, new countdown modes, new game pass, new gear and more, and apparel events. It's like 2 apparel events. There's that baby face again right there. So cool. So I don't want to cover up because some people might be interested in what's going on in the background there, but I just want you to know that's out there. I'm gonna push this up on my community tab on YouTube as well, so that you can see this stuff, and then I'll drop links or whatever. So
New songs, new game modes, season, and much more. There is always something exciting happening in Just Dance.
For starters, for the first time ever in Just Dance, you can enjoy the new online multiplayer experience that will allow you to dance with whoever you want, no matter where they are. With this feature, you can create private groups of up to 6 people for online dance sessions. Let's check out this new mode together. Here is the new homepage of Just Dance, where you can discover all the activities the game has to offer. Let's welcome our Just Dancers. Hello everyone. As you can see, you will be able to group with your friends, interact with them with our new sticker system, and pick the songs you want to party along. Okay, let's jump into the song If You Wanna Party. Great job, everyone. Let's take a look at the scores. And the winner is Elena. Well done, Elena. The new score results screen features the new detailed dancer cards. Of course, you will be able to personalize your own.
Thanks everyone for joining this session, the first one of many more to come. When you enter Just Dance, you will always have someone to play with, as you will join one united community gathered at the same place. We can't wait for you to get your hands on the game. We'll leave you with the first glimpse of some of the amazing songs of this year in the Just Dance 2023 edition. Goodbye.
Bye.
Any excuse, huh?
I mean, well, it's called Just Dance for a reason. Personally, I can't wait to play with all my friends around the world. And yes, Neelam, I have friends around the world.
Anyway, Just Dance 2023 edition launches this holiday season, allowing you to finally dance with your friends wherever they are on the planet. As you might know, 15 years ago, we released a game that changed the world of video games.
With Assassin's Creed, we introduced a new gaming universe capable of transporting you back to the Crusades, as Altair took assassinations to the next level. And now, thanks to you, 15 years later, the brand is more alive than ever.
This is why we created a deep dive into the world of Assassin's Creed, to show you where the brand is going in the future. And we even have several surprises and announcements for you.
And now, who better to introduce a showcase like this than our CEO, Yves Guillemot.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for this edition of Ubisoft Forward. I would like to congratulate all Ubisoft teams around the world for their tremendous work bringing these incredible games to life. And to all the players watching us, thank you for the passion you have for our games. Creating memorable and unique experiences is what drives us every day. Speaking of passion for games, we are celebrating 15 years since the first Assassin's Creed. Altair, Ezio, Arnaud, Bayek, Cassandra, Eivor, many of you have lived memorable moments with these characters, making history your playground, learning, challenging yourself, and most importantly, having fun. With your support, Assassin's Creed went beyond a collection of games. It helped shape the face of the video game industry and became an inspiration for players and developers around the world. And now, let's see what's next for this fantastic universe.
Are you ready for this? Of course you are. Come on, don't be shy. Don't let a fancy suit impress you. Don't let 1,000 fancy suits impress you. Be the thorn in history's side. Choose the greatest enemies. The captain. Sorry, mate. The Emperor. The boss's boss.
Requiescat in pace.
And make even greater friends.
Decent work, Leonardo.
Don't just pick a fight. Start a revolution. Get the bigger picture. Go too far. Go too fast. Face the invisible, the impossible, the unspeakable. Welcome to the greatest playground. History.
Hello everybody and welcome along to the first ever Assassin's Creed showcase. It is time to leap into history. I'm Danny Wallace here in our top secret hideout where I'll be bringing you some sneak peeks, special guests and sharing some very exciting updates on all things Assassin's Creed. You will not want to miss this. Today I am joined by a true expert, Assassin's Creed's senior community developer, Ubisoft's own Alice Terrett. Welcome to the show. Alice, can you believe it's been 15 years?
Thank you so much, Danny. I cannot believe it's been 15 years.
It's a series very close to my heart because I'm in it. I'm lucky enough to voice Sean Hastings, who first appeared back in Assassin's Creed 2. Now, Sean sounds exactly like me, which may give you a clue as to the limits of my acting range. This year, we are celebrating 15 years since the release of the first Assassin's Creed.
It's been an amazing journey with our community that started back on the rooftops of the Holy Land. It has taken us to the Italian Renaissance, into the center of revolutionary wars, to ancient worlds, and to many incredible places in between. We've met unforgettable characters and been to breathtaking locations, allowing you to leap into history and relive pivotal moments from our past. It's been a phenomenal 15 years, and we are so glad that you came along for the ride. For the 15-year anniversary of Assassin's Creed, we want to truly celebrate with you, our community. We know that you've been dying to find out what's next for Assassin's Creed, and so...
Just on that point, it does sound a lot like you're about to announce a new game or something. And
I am about to announce a new game.
I just thought it'd be nice, seeing as I'm here. I can...
So anyways, it's time to discover what we've been crafting in the shadows.
I hope you brought a trailer at least.
I have. Roll the trailer.
Basem, Ebne's Hawk. Are you ready to give up who you once thought you were?
I am.
Ready to sacrifice everything you held close?
I am.
Are you ready to leave your life behind and walk the path of shadows?
I am.
Then, out of the dark, you will come into the light. And from the light, you will return to the dark. Never forget the tenets you have sworn to uphold. Stay your blade from the flesh of the innocent. Hide in plain sight. Never compromise the Brotherhood. From this day forward, you are a hidden one.
Well, will you look at that? Assassin's Creed Mirage, everybody. And here to tell us more, it is Ubisoft
That looked cool, though.
narrative
That looked
director,
cool.
Sarah Beaulieu.
That game's always had my interest.
Thank you for having me. Sarah, we just had a little glimpse of Mirage. What can you tell us about this latest and very special Assassin's Creed adventure?
Well, indeed, it is special. We go back to the roots of the series. It's been 15 years, as you know, and we wanted to go back to the action-adventure game that you know, narrative-driven game. We've been focusing on stealth, parkour, and of course, assassinations.
Now, I've been playing a lot of Valhalla recently, and from watching that trailer, I couldn't help but notice Basim.
Yes, you're right, it's Basim. It's 20 years before Valhalla, so it's a young Basim that is going to be coming from a street thief to a master assassin.
Oh, fantastic. And so where does his kind of adventure begin?
Well, it begins in Baghdad. It's the beautiful, magnificent, vibrant city of Baghdad that you're going to roam through the game. And it's, it's a very dense city where you're going to meet a lot of different people.
That's amazing. I know our community is going to be very excited to explore Baghdad. So Sarah, what can you tell us that makes Mirage special to you specifically?
Well, to me, obviously, it's all about the story. So as you saw, we have a couple of charismatic characters. Starting from Basim. So Basim is our lead character. We do have Russian that you spotted in the trailer. She's Basim's mentor. We also have a lot of historical characters, like in every Assassin's Creed, so political leaders, for example, but not just. We do have a couple of very, very interesting characters in there.
Well, what a setting and what history to get your teeth into, but we're obviously about exclusives here. Have you got any more?
Yes, I do.
Good.
Did you recognize the voice from the trailer?
I did, actually. Can I reveal it? Can I reveal the exclusive?
Yeah, if you know.
It was the Emmy-winning actress, wasn't it? Shorey Aghdashloo.
It was.
It was.
Yeah, you got it right.
Good.
Yeah, we're thrilled to have her in the cast. She's going to be portraying Russian. So she's going to be the voice of Basim's mentor that you saw in the trailer, actually. And the whole team is very, very glad to have her on.
She is fantastic.
Yeah,
Such a recognizable voice, which is why I recognized it, of course.
Well, and we were lucky enough to catch up with Shorey earlier, and she had this very special message.
Hello, everyone. I am Shorey Aghdashloo, and I'm thrilled to announce that I will be voicing Roshan, Basim's mentor.
Her voice is crazy.
When Ubisoft approached me to voice this character, I was immediately seduced by Roshan's strong
My throat
personality
kind of hurts just listening to her, though. I gotta say that.
She's a true warrior.
Very
who
distinct
fights for
voice.
justice and protects her fellow hidden ones at all costs.
Feel like I gotta smoke a cigar and
honest,
take a couple shots of some hardcore whiskey.
And
I
of
can talk
course,
like that too.
The fact that she's a mature woman from Persian origins made her resonate even more
cool
with
voice.
her own story and background. Playing such a character is a unique opportunity that I could not miss. I hope you will love her as much as I do. It's a real pleasure for me to collaborate with the Assassin's Creed brand and play one of the main characters in such an anticipated new game. I am wishing you all a happy AC 15th anniversary. Thank you all. Yours, sincerely, Shorey Aghdashloo.
What a nice message. What a recognizable voice as well, just instantly. And she seems thrilled to be part of this.
Yeah, I think she is, really.
That's good. A welcome addition to the Assassin's Creed world. So finally, obviously the question everyone wants to know, when can we get our hands on Mirage?
Assassin's Creed Mirage is going to be available in 2023.
And if you pre-order now, you also get the exclusive 40 Thieves side quest. But it's not all. We also have a collector's case available for pre-order as well. It includes a figurine of Basim and other exclusive surprises that you will love. Thank you, Sarah, for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Yes, it looks fantastic. Right, we'll be dropping more exclusive news from the world of Assassin's Creed very shortly. But first, we wanted to celebrate the last 15 years of Assassin's Creed with you. Let's remind ourselves of some of the highlights and, of course, the impact of this groundbreaking series.
Out of the dark, you come into the light. From the light, you will return to the dark. Are you prepared to travel the Eagle's path?
Welcome aboard. It's prizes, plunder, and adventure ahead.
We are all different, but our creed will unify us.
Do you regret your decision to live as an assassin for so long?
I do not remember making that decision. This life, it chose me.
What is a man but the sum of his memories? We are the stories we live, the tales we tell ourselves. Gentlemen, as is custom among our kind, we do not plunge headlong into folly on the orders of a single madman, but act according to our own collective madness.
From darkness we have come, and in darkness we shall stay. We are the Hidden Ones.
It is a good life we lead, brother.
The best. They never change.
Well, so many memories there. Makes me want to jump back in and just play through the whole series again.
Well, Danny, to continue the celebrations, we also have a new documentary out today, which gives a behind-the-scenes look at the last 15 years of Assassin's Creed. Let's take a sneak peek.
For me, Assassin's Creed represents my whole video game in the career. It's really like where I learned my job, where I grew in my job.
That was really the game that showed to me, hey, you gotta step it up, but like you gotta move on from the PS2, and I fell in love ever since.
Pour moi, dans l'univers du jeu vidéo, Assassin's Creed reste une licence extrêmement importante.
Assassin's Creed, especially in those early days, showing people what could be done in this kind of broad open space.
Just like climbing up things and just looking at this world and being like, oh wow, I've never done this in a video game before.
We're always looking for the next Assassin's Creed. No matter which one is your favorite, you'll always be tied to it because of just how connected they've kept you in from the beginning.
It's not just a game, it has a philosophy behind it.
It's a universe. It's not just a single setting in a single time, but it's different settings at different times. It's like a narrative universe that comes to life.
Looks worth a watch to me. Where can we see it? Is it somewhere on the internet?
Yes, it will be on the internet. You can catch it on the Ubisoft and GTV YouTube channels, but don't go anywhere just yet.
No. So, back to business, and I've just finished the Dawn of Ragnarok expansion for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I had a great time, but I would like some more.
Yep, that's one of our most ambitious expansions to date. But Danny, if you want more, I've got great news, as we have more content coming to Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Hello, everyone. I'm Gareth Glover, Game Director on Assassin's Creed Valhalla's post-launch. Since launch, we've continued to create new and exciting content for our community to enjoy. We've already released new game modes and activities into the world of Valhalla, such as River Raids, Tombs of the Fallen, Mastery Challenges, and more recently, the roguelite Forgotten Saga. Today, I'm excited to announce that in a few months' time, we will also be launching the last chapter. So let's take an exclusive first look.
Odin, I feel you close. An uproar of memories, stretching far into the past. I have done all I can for my people. It is time to say goodbye and set forth for distant shores and new adventures.
Fascinating. Eivor grapples with Odin's memories in a way unfamiliar to me. Where will this new conflict take you, I wonder?
The last chapter is a free quest arc, which nicely ties up some of the storylines established throughout the game. We'll see Eivor reunite with some key characters, including some influential historical ones. We can't wait for you to experience it. Back to you, Danny and Alice.
Danny, are you ready for some more exclusives?
No, I'm not. No, I'm a little overwhelmed already, but please go on.
Okay, well, our next guest can do just that. He's no stranger to the Assassin's Creed family, with a list of credits including creative director of Assassin's Creed Syndicate and producer of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm, of course, talking about Mark Alexi Cote. Mac, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you, Alice. It's great to be here, and I love what you've done with the place.
Thank you. So let's start with our community. Can you tell us what makes Assassin's Creed so beloved by our global community?
Well, at Ubisoft, our mission as a company, as expressed by Eve, is to enrich the lives of players. On Assassin's Creed, we have a very clear take on that mission. We want history to be everybody's playground as we immerse players into the richness of our shared past. What makes AC different, though, is this kind of unique mix between historical accuracy and contemporary codes like the Animus. And when you put all that together, it gives you the chance to embody iconic characters, to live powerful fantasies, all the while immersed in intriguing historical settings.
It's amazing. So how will Assassin's Creed evolve in the coming years?
Well, we're going to double down on our passion for history as we explore the past with courage. We strongly believe that history can be the most powerful and eye-opening source of entertainment. And our teams believe that history can help us better understand the world that we live in, as so many elements from the past still resonate with our present. But don't worry, we're going to keep telling grand epic stories so that viewers and players alike can feel the vertigo that only human history can bring.
I love the way you talk about history and about using history as a playground. What an incredible thing to be able to use history in this way. But what does this mean for fans going forward?
Well, we want our passion for history to fuel the expansion of the franchise into new territories. So I'm very happy to announce today our very first open world Assassin's Creed game for mobile. It will feature all the iconic Assassin's Creed gameplay, but optimized for an experience on touch controls. And I just can't wait to tell you more about the story and the setting.
Let's take a look at the trailer.
Well, look at that. A brand new Assassin's Creed game set in China. It looks amazing. Matt, can you tell us a little bit more about the features?
Well, for the first time in our open world games, you can create your own character. You'll get the chance to do things like parkour atop the Great Wall of China, sneak through bustling cities, engage in intense combat, and discover the secrets of vastness of ancient China.
Well, that leads me to my next question. So, Mac, many of us know that a Netflix show is in development, and the community would like to know more. What else can you tell us?
Well, it's still early in development, but I can confirm that we are co-developing the Netflix series with Ubisoft Film and Television, Netflix, obviously, and an insanely talented showrunner, Jeb Stewart. It's going to be an epic, genre-bending, live-action adaptation of our video game series. But that's not the only thing we have in development with Netflix. We also have a new mobile game in development for their platform.
Wow, so you're doing quite a lot with Netflix. And just out of interest, there's no reason for me to ask this. This is just curious. A lot of people probably want to know who is the casting director for that.
Well, why do you want to know?
No, I'm just that a lot of people have been tweeting in about that.
Well, we'll put his name on screen.
I'll talk to you after about that. In the meantime, let's take a look at the wider world of Assassin's Creed. Well, the wider world of Assassin's Creed there. And look, we've had a lot of surprises today. I think that's fair to say. But in the grand tradition of surprises, Mac, I think you might have saved the biggest one for last.
Well, Danny, that's right. Believe it or not, I've got more things to show to you. So how about we take a leap of faith into the future together?
Let's take a look. Well, I think that's what you call big news, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there that I think, from your point of view, certainly the community, the fans have been asking for a long time. So, Mac, tell us more.
Well, this is codename Red, our next premium flagship title and the future of our open-world RPG games on Assassin's Creed. It is being developed by Ubisoft Quebec, the studio behind Assassin's Creed Odyssey, under the creative direction of Jonathan Dumont. It will let players explore one of their most awaited settings ever on the franchise, feudal Japan, and they'll live a very powerful shinobi fantasy.
I mean, people have been waiting for this for a long time, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Well, they certainly have, and now you brought it to them.
It's amazing.
Which is good, and you're slightly cruel in that you're teasing me with it. I very much want that. You mentioned some of the other studios. What's Montreal up to right now?
Well, we have our veteran team behind Assassin's Creed Valhalla in Montreal, the birthplace of Assassin's Creed, who's been hard at work on a new flagship title as well. It is being led by creative director Clint Hawking, and is a very different type of Assassin's Creed game.
And I believe you may have brought us something that we can watch now. Yes, here it is. Well, the surprises just keep on coming. What can you tell us about this project?
Well, this is codename Hexe, and I can't wait for our fans to tear apart that trailer and find out all its secrets.
Yeah, absolutely, and work out the code name. You guys have always got code names for stuff. There was it a year ago? There was codename Infinity. Where are you with that?
Well, that's a great question, Danny, and I'm happy to give you a little bit more about Project Infinity today. Infinity is not a game per se. It's going to be the single entry point for our fans into the Assassin's Creed franchise into the future.
So are you saying that players will be able to explore their very own animus, kind of like a time machine?
Exactly, Alice. Infinity is going to be a hub that will unite all our different experiences and our players together in meaningful ways.
So, obviously that begs the question, if you're connecting players and there's more than one player, a lot of people will be thinking, are we talking multiplayer?
Well, Danny, it seems we can't hide anything from you.
You can't.
So we're actually investigating how we will bring back standalone multiplayer experiences into the Assassin's Creed universe, all connected to the Infinity Hub.
Well, it sounds extraordinary. You must have a nap at some point because you've all been very, very busy. So our thanks, Mac. Some major new developments there, and I'm sure everyone at home can't wait to get involved. Thank you for joining us today and sharing all this incredibly exciting news.
Well, thank you, Danny. Thank you, Alice. It's been a pleasure to be here and to be finally able to share all these great things that we have coming for our fans.
So, to sum up, there are a lot of exciting things to look forward to. Let's remind ourselves of everything you can expect from now onwards.
This year, we will see the release of the last chapter to Eivor's story in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Then in 2023, we'll see the release of the next big title, Assassin's Creed Mirage, set in Baghdad and following the story of Basim from street thief to master assassin.
Then it's time for the long-awaited setting of feudal Japan with Assassin's Creed codename Red. And as Mac announced, there will also be a very different type of experience with Assassin's Creed codename Hexe.
And in the coming years, we'll see the launch of the new platform, Assassin's Creed Infinity, connecting players to the games in a whole new way.
But that's not all. We'll also see the launch of our first open-world game for mobile with Assassin's Creed codename Jade. And of course, the release of our live-action series in partnership with Netflix.
So, loads to come. But that, my friends, I'm afraid, is all we have time for today in this very special Assassin's Creed Anniversary Showcase. Now, before I get too comfortable in our hideout and end up slipping into my Ezio cosplay as normal, I just want to thank everyone for joining us today and making this first ever showcase so special. Plus, of course, a big thank you to our guests. And I shouldn't do this, Alice, but, you know, in the spirit of wrapping up, what's the one thing you're most looking forward to?
That's a very tricky question. We've seen so many amazing things. I'm going to pick a few.
Okay.
I would choose Mirage, the Netflix series, and also Feudal Japan. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Great. And for all of you at home, remember that you can pre-order Mirage now. In the meantime, you can jump back into Valhalla to prepare for Eivor's last chapter.
Which is exactly, Alice, what I'm going to do while we pass back to Ubisoft Forward. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Neil, that was one hell of a show.
You can say that again.
That was one hell of a show.
Well, that does it for this edition of Ubisoft Forward. We hope you enjoyed it. Yusuf, what are you looking forward to playing?
You know, we covered so many great games today. Can't wait to play them all.
Well, if you need a reminder of all the upcoming games featured today, head to our website at ubisoft.com. And remember to grab that free month of Ubisoft Plus. You won't want to miss it.
Thank you all for watching around the globe.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
So, I mean, lots to unpack, but not really. What do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that I was sort of expected. Just to recap what we saw here, I'm going to go ahead and paste my notes for you guys here. So for those of you that jumped in late and missed the Division stuff, but I did post it earlier, so there's nothing new that I added if you already read that. So that's it. But like, you know, I did feel like, I guess my big thing is I did feel like that was an AC, you know what I mean, event. Didn't you guys? I mean, that was an Assassin's Creed event, a big chunk of it. I mean, like, Jesus, maybe half of it was dedicated to that. And I know that the Division 2 was not going to be a big spotlight, you know, for it. But I got to say that my biggest disappointment is that we didn't get more. It was basically more of what we've seen. Now, it's good to be represented in general. So, you know, there's that. But I think one of the biggest things that I would like to have seen was some sort of projected launch date, even if it was like our estimated launch date for Heartland. I think that was the biggest thing. I know there's still a lot in the Division 2 under development, and apparently we might get some more news here coming maybe as early as Monday, right? So, you know, I'm looking forward to that. But we don't know what to expect there, so I'm going to keep my hopes low, right? It might be a little more vagueness, or my guess is going to be on Monday. So don't get your hopes up, but I think what we could expect, you know, Monday, if it does end up happening on Monday, is it's probably just going to be a recap. Not a recap, but a season 10 official announcement. I think that's what it's going to be, because they do that every season, right? So every season there's this kind of, for the Division 2, it's just Division 2 stuff, right? So it'll be an official announcement on just Division 2, the immediate season that is about to launch, right? So they did that in season 9, and they did that in all previous new seasons. And so I think that's what we're going to get. So, but I mean, we don't know for sure. We don't know for sure, but that's what I would expect. So, let me just turn off some of this stuff here real quick. It distracts me. So again, I think like I said, my biggest takeaways were nothing. I think that my biggest takeaway for the Division 2 was just that, you know, the date for season 10 is official, but we're probably going to also get that on Monday. We were all kind of figured it was going to be anyways, but they officially launched September 13th as our Division 2 season 10 launch date. We did get a couple of glimpses at some of the apparel that might be coming down. So we got a peeps at that cool baby face mask for season 10. And I don't know if that's going to be in an apparel event, or that might be the level 100 rewards track big win there also, right? So we'll see more details to come on that. I guess when the season 10 rewards track is actually revealed. But I think we're all going to be a little bit disappointed. So be prepared to see the same responses over and over, probably on YouTube and Twitter and whatever. Lots of disappointments. But this is what I warn you guys, like in every one of these events, just keep without being negative, you know, because I try to stay positive on that, and I do, but stay positive, but don't keep your hopes up. And, you know, that's why I try to be careful with upcoming news and not make a big focus on upcoming news, because it's always been this way, guys. It's always been this way since the very beginning of the Division 2 times, in my opinion, from my perspective, that, you know, and a lot of it comes from the community itself. You know what I mean? So a lot of it comes from the community itself, because that's sort of what news channels do, is they speculate, right? There's a lot of speculation and like, oh, we're going to get it, we're going to get it, we're going to get it. And that was a big thing. Like, somebody hopped in one of my live streams last week and they were like, oh, right, the big event. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be too excited, you know, fingers crossed. But, you know, I was like, I want a date. I want some dates. And, you know, I just have a feeling we're not going to get a date, but that's what I'm hoping for, you know, and we didn't get one. So I am disappointed, but it's sort of like what I expected. So, you know, the only thing that sucks is that you have to sit through an hour of that event to just find that out. I did like to see some of the footage though. So, you know, I was glad to see some of the footage that they revealed. I felt like that was new Heartland footage for me, to see some of the cool like suburbia shots that they showed of like just a suburban setting, literally not just the town, but the houses. You know, wouldn't it be cool to be fighting in some suburban backyard? You know, bullets going through picket fences and stuff like that. That'd be a cool little fighting scenario there. But So yeah, but otherwise for Heartland, what did we learn? It's free to play. We knew that. No dates. We knew that. And still upcoming tests. That is new for me. And that's sort of a disappointment fact. You know, I did not, again, like I said, I did not want to see upcoming events as the item that we learned. Right. And so, okay. And so Resurgence, again, closed beta test in fall. So we're not even there yet. So the beta test is in fall, which pushes that game out to whatever, you know, and I'm not even going to speculate. It's not worth speculating, you know. So let's keep our focus on the Division 2 and Season 10 and hope that that's a hit with those new legendaries. And the new manhunt continues to be cool like it was in Season 9. And some of that gear, that new gear pans out and helps us with our build diversity and give the games more legs. And then let's hope that we start getting some dates on things, you know what I mean? Like, so we are expecting that new game mode apparently in December. Let's get some more details on that, you know what I mean? So and then, you know, the Heartland will just continue to be this blur in the background like it always has for the last year or two whenever they announced it. But again, I'm not going to be showcasing a lot of it. You won't hear me talk about it too much, if at all, until I start getting close to a hard launch date. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's just all speculation, and it's just can lead to a disappointed community, and that's not what I want to pump into the crowd, if you know what I mean. So yeah, because that's what some of these people do. Black Point, you know what I mean? That's his job. You know what I mean? Like we're different, and we provide different values as content creators, you know, and some guys are more on the news side, and so they have to have news, right? And so if the news isn't there, then they're gonna pump in some speculation, and that's what they do. That's what the news channels do, you know. So, but and sometimes they get some really good insight, but otherwise, you know, they're repeating the same thing over and over in different videos, right? They're saying the same thing and just changing the words. I don't know how you do that, but it's good. It's good. But all right, everybody, I'm gonna cut it off here, and I will be looking forward to a stream later tonight, as we usually do, it being Saturday night. All right, everybody, and don't forget to check out that new build video if you get a chance. That one's a fun one, and I'm currently running it right now, so tons of fun on that. I did post a link earlier, but I will go ahead and drop this link to the new build video. If you guys don't mind checking it out and let me know what you think, that really helps the channel. You know what I mean? So support a brother Bandito. Later, everybody. Here comes the build video right now.
Tuxedo out. Notorious. Raw flows, and that's how it goes.